Number 14, El Capone. Number 17, the Spread Eagle. Number 19, 20, Salty Witch. Number 21, Florence Fightingale. Number 23, Psycho Susie. 28, Flodacious. Number 48, Payne Goodall. Number 5, Little Obscure. Number 55, Dolly Dynamite. Number 85, Boulevard. Number 911, Neurotica. And captain of the Springfield Roller Derby All-Stars, number 6, Notorious BFG.
For Alamo City Roller Derby Las Tejanas, 10:05 is Steph Bomb. 182 is Venus Envy. 20 is Murder Maid. 241 is She's a Beast. 30 is Big Draws. 323 SoCal Menace. 666 Kryptonite. 711 is Allie Gory. 716 Valerian Steel. 718 Violet Protest. 7502 Scully Veta. 781 is Peanut Brutal. 82 Cracker Jap. And the captain of Las Tejanas, 1337 Largo.
Piggy Fatness, we got to experience Alamo Roller Derby Las Tejanas yesterday, and I personally did as well. And, you know, I've got to say, I was really impressed by how they came right out of the gate. That jammer rotation is deep, and they look ready.
Absolutely, they sure did. And on a personal note, I just want to say what a great opportunity this is for myself to be able to call this bout for the league that gave me my start so many years ago. And so I look forward to what these two teams are going to put together for us tonight, because it's almost time.
It is almost time. The Clover Cup is a tournament of full circles. Just like me being here with you.
Indeed.
Is also full circle.
It just feels right.
It just does.
I got to check with the folks in the room. Who's ready for some roller derby? All right, we'll work on that, Shady Hawkins.
It's okay. I'm definitely ready for roller derby.
Indeed.
Because I have my blanket. I'm warm. If you didn't bring a blanket, there are sweaters over there in Vendor Village for purchase. So you should go buy some, because our vendors are awesome.
Indeed. Getting set on the track. Oh, I love that sound.
Did you miss it? Did you miss it?
I did.
I did too. It's okay. Hold my hand. Jam is on. We've got Largo starting out for Alamo City, as well as Dolly Dynamite for Springfield. And out front, it's going to be Largo. Alamo City in the black with green accents. Springfield in the blue with dark blue accents. Both jammers now having exited the pack. Largo quick on that approach with a little bit of offensive assistance. Makes it through. Calls it off for 4, but let's see. And yes, we will get points for Springfield as well. How many? Looks like it's going to be 3.
Boy, if that's a preview of what we're in the store for, I'm here for it.
I'm already sweating. I might need a break.
Well, for me, it's age, but. On the track for Alamo City Las Tejanas is Allie Gory.
Looks like it's going to be Kim Kardashian for Springfield. Looks for the inside, but instead doesn't take it. It's going to be Allie Gory. Allie Gory not jamming much yesterday, if at all, if I remember correctly, so coming hot out of the gate with lead jammer.
Indeed, that is vintage Allie Gory.
High pack speed as they move through the second straightaway. Jam is called off. 3 points for sure for Alamo City. And the goose egg for Springfield, increasing that lead. Alamo City 7, Springfield 3.
28:35 on the clock, first period. As our next jam gets set to go.
These jam resets seem to be happening a little bit faster and faster with each game that progresses. If I can see correctly, I believe that's Valerian Steel.
It is.
Lining up for Alamo City for Springfield. That's Psycho Susie.
Nice force out by Springfield, allowing them to pick up lead jammer. That is Psycho Susie.
Valerian Steel recycled back to the outside again, right at the top of the first turn. Apex jump over Psycho Susie, and a full 4.
Psycho Susie knows what she's doing, and she's got great support to do it by her blockers.
Pack speed increasing, might be a little USARs here. Big hit to the outside of turn one. That'll recycle Psycho Susie all the way back. Valerian Steele approaching, but jam is called. We will see points, though, for that pass. 3 on the pass for a total of 7 for Springfield. No change.
Listen, I'm only here for 2 games, but when I get to see an apex jump like that this early in a game, I'm like, okay, let's go.
Ooh, it's gonna, woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Gives me goose pimples.
The chills. Venus Envy with the jammer cap for Las Tejanas.
Dolly Dynamite for Springfield. Dolly Dynamite up front against a tripoded 3-wall, moving past the pivot line. Pack catches up. And Venus Envy on the inside comes out, sneaks through lead jammer. Dolly Dynamite hot on her heels as Pack moves through the apex. Venus Envy saying, no thank you.
Shady Hawkins, at the start of this game just a few minutes ago, you talked about the jammer rotation for Las Tejanas and 3 different jammers, 3 lead jams. We'll have to keep an eye and see if that starts to take its effect as this game moves forward.
Based off of my experiences from yesterday, we're definitely going to see a pattern here for sure. Yeah. And like I said, that jammer rotation over there is deep, so we could even see new faces still yet.
Indeed. Springfield, though, holding at 10-7 as we get our next jam underway.
Kim Kardashian looking for an opening in the back, knocked down, but out front, gonna be Largo. Second lead for Largo, as we do have a confirmed star pass. Lola Obscure, now the jammer for Springfield. Largo through for a full 4-point pass, will call it off as instructed by the bench.
Is it too soon to call a lead change?
Nope, because we do have a confirmed score for that jam for Springfield. That will be 0. Therefore, we got another lead change. Man, we're going to be so hydrated this game. If you haven't hydrated yet, please make sure you're hydrated. Eat a snack that's nutritious. Take a nap. Shady said so.
Ali Gori with the star for Las Tejanas. Picks up lead jam.
Psycho Susie also looking for the inside line. Oh, and
there is a jammer penalty.
Forearm penalty being assessed to Ali Gori. This is going to make Psycho Susie lead. Apparently that penalty did incur before she was awarded lead. First jammer penalty of the game, leading to a power jam for Psycho Susie.
Just cut through that 2-all with those just squared up shoulders and strong skating.
A lot of lateral movement through the apex, inside to outside. Alamo City forced to drop.
Scully Vera anchoring that 3-wall. Venus Envy. Just such fluid motion by these Las Tejanas blockers. But Psycho Susie picks up the penalty.
Ali Gori out of the penalty box and through on that initial. We are going to go the full 2 minutes for this jam due to that penalty for Psycho Susie. Now, Ali Gori with an opportunity to re-change the lead yet again. We've already seen one mid-jam thus far, and with that pass, we'll see it happen.
Fantastic block by Scully Vera. Opened up that lane for Ali Gori to make it through.
Pack moves, outside lane is the option, makes it through to 3. Not able to make that lateral over to 2, though, is pushed to the outside in turn 4.
Brilliant blocking by Springfield on that turn.
Both jammers now re-engaging the pack. Ali Gori has exited. 4 points and a following 4 points for Springfield. So it looks like we had points in the pocket there for Psycho Susie.
And keeping it close.
Indeed.
8-8 jam.
1 point difference separating these teams. And yes, we did see one. We were working on 2 lead changes. Saw 1 lead change in that jam. Dolly Dynamite wearing the star for Springfield. Lining up next to Valerian Steele. Dolly looking for the outside line. Valerian trying to take the same path, closed out at the back of the pack. Dolly again looking for that fourth lane. Pack is spread wide. Somebody's got to go, and it's going to be Dolly Dynamite out for lead jammer.
Absolute brute force on the part of Dolly Dynamite to get free and pick up that lead, extending that defensive wall.
Track cut is the call on Valerian Steel. Power jam now for Springfield.
That's 2 jammer penalties for Las Tejanas. They're going to have to think about that as the big game goes on.
Looks like we're going to go ahead and make the option to call the jam off. We've got 4 on the board now. We are adding more, 7 for a total for that jam for Springfield, and thus re-changing the lead yet again. Wow, hydration. But in addition to calling that off, we are going to have a power start situation for Springfield, Peggy.
Indeed, and that is the kind of thing that can open things up. But there are blockers on the track that really do make a difference in terms of a game's ebb and flow.
Exactly. Good opportunity right now to take a clock stoppage. Timeout now by Alamo City. And this timeout is sponsored by one of our amazing sponsors.
It's actually sponsored by a bunch of our amazing sponsors. Our awesome sponsor list this year for Clover Cup includes Blooded Thunder, Bont, Rude Chicks, the Ball Designs, WSL Leadership, RollerCon, Free Play, Rocktopus, Blue Massage and Crybaby Wellness, Lamb's Loop Box, Polly Smith, Crank Dad Designs, Goodfoot Skates, Radiant IV, Strong Athletic, Debbie Doodles, God Loves Derby Girls, Cube Cat, Roller Revival, and Ritz Safety.
I haven't seen a vendor village this big since like big WFTDA tournaments, like pre-pandemic. We've got some great vendors here this weekend.
So much going
truly.
on. But I want to ask you a question, Shady Hawkins.
Okay, Piggy Fatness.
Was that the lovely voice of PR Armageddon?
That was the dulcet tones.
The sultry, smooth tones of PR Armageddon. Yeah.
Woo, don't adjust your sound.
Slow jam.
Brings it back for you, doesn't it?
Oh, man, does it. All right, back to the track we go.
Power start now commencing with Kim Kardashian on the line for Springfield, looking to take advantage of the situation. Valerian Steel in the penalty box at the beginning of this jam. Kim Kardashian with 2 left to go up at the front. Pack is spread but bridged. And out through the top of the apex, it's going to be Kim Kardashian, lead jammer, but boy, did they make her work for it.
Indeed. Las Tejanas are going to make you earn those passes, and they're going to take its toll. But Kim Kardashian skillfully working through on the outside, gets forced out. And the jam is called.
Looks like we will have points, and we're going to get 3 for Springfield, further extending the lead. Springfield calling it off with 1 Alamo City blocker in the penalty box, giving them a slight advantage to the beginning of this next jam.
Approaching 20 minutes remaining in the first period of this game between Alamo City Las Tejanas and Springfield Roller Derby. If you're watching with us on YouTube, thank you for being here. In the blue, it is Springfield Roller Derby, and in green, it is green and black is Las Tejanas.
Venus Envy and Psycho Susie jamming for their respective teams. Psycho Susie forced to recycle back. Meanwhile, Venus Envy fighting at the top of the apex, trying to get through a 3-wall that was blown up by Psycho Susie. And Psycho Susie using her own blockers to ping pong off her lead jammer.
That is 4 lead jams for Springfield Roller Derby. Psycho Susie looking to increase this lead.
Jam is called by Psycho Susie. Points will go up on the board, will be a full 4.
Strong block there by Cracker Jap to force the call off.
Next up on the line is going to be Dolly Dynamite. We'll be skating next to Largo, and I do believe we are starting to see the jammer rotation settle into formation for both of these teams.
Indeed, Largo looking to break a 4-jam scoreless run for Alamo City. Las Tejanas.
Up at the top of the apex again, a Dolly Dynamite with 2 left to go with a little bit of offensive assistance there, but that offensive assistance struggling to catch Largo, unable to do so. Largo is out as lead jammer for Alamo City.
Las Tejanas, Largo, such a smooth jammer and so powerful, deceptively powerful.
A little obscure on the receiving end of a star pass, helmet cover in hand. Is able to take that whip out of the pack. Largo sees her ahead of her and says, no thank you.
Largo's jamming has always been, it's sort of highlighted, she's got this really strong center of gravity that any small hit on her shoulder, she's able to absorb and pivot and move her way through a pack. And that's exactly what we saw there. And that's exactly what Alamo City needs in order to, stay close, but also maybe close the gap.
We also have a palindrome score, 2-3-3-2. So if you're playing along at home, this is also a hydration station moment.
Allegory for Las Tejanas.
With a little hippity hop.
Hippity hop indeed.
But not too far behind. Kim Kardashian turning on the jets as well.
Allegory looking for the outside and is through.
Would you call that a duck and cover? Or a tuck and run?
It was something. It was fast.
It was. It was
and
like a little
scored points.
It's like a little scoop-de-loop.
Yeah.
You want some chips with that dip? Nice. 4 points on the board in that jam for Alamo City as we line up for what's going to be jam number 12 in this game. 17 minutes as of right now in the first period. Venus Envy on the line, standing next to Psycho Susie. Psycho Susie pushed out right at the jam line.
Springfield with a strong 3-wall at the top of turn 1.
No pack, therefore, it looks like there will be a pack penalty assessed.
Shady Hawkins, that makes 3 jams in a row that Las Tejanas has picked up lead jam, so they're back in their rhythm.
But Cyclops now on the receiving end of the star pass, and they've really turned on the jets to move through as quickly as possible, putting that pressure on to force the jam call off. Great speed, just acceleration there by Cyclops.
Indeed, results in 2 points for Alamo City as we are quickly approaching the halfway point of this first period. They're going to do it to me again.
What am I doing?
Heart attack of a bout.
See? Maybe, you should be here more often. You'd be conditioned for it.
Oh, goodness. How do I respond?
Here
we go, back to the track.
Calling you out in front of the whole internet.
First appearance for Peanut Brutal on the line, jamming for Las Tejanas, picking up lead.
Peanut Brutal with a pretty hefty amount of jams yesterday as well.
I had the absolute pleasure of seeing her skate her first season years ago, and looking on now, it's just such a fluid motion on her jamming that creates 4 more points.
Speaking about new jammers to the line, Boulevard wearing the star for Springfield, first jam out in this game as well, starting it in the penalty box. Well, not starting, but going to the penalty box almost immediately, allowing for the situation that we see right now with Peanut Brutal.
Springfield settling down into some strong defense on the backside of the pack, slowing down the progress of Peanut Brutal.
Peanut opting to go ahead and call that jam off. 5 points going to Alamo City, and we have yet another lead change.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to be so healthily hydrated by the end of this game.
I'm supposed to drink more water, so that's good.
See, you just need roller derby to make you do it.
Yeah.
And out first, up at the top, it's going to be Largo for Alamo City. Meanwhile, towards the back, Kim Kardashian also making it through the top of the apex. 1 left to go, but is popped down. Now 2. Pack has caught up.
The swarming nature of Las Tejanas defense really, really on display here, but Springfield matching it.
A whip from Largo off of Scully Vera. But Largo receiving a penalty. This is going to give Springfield an opportunity to try and extend this lead, or extend into the lead, rather. Kim Kardashian up at the top of the apex, 1 left to go. Alamo City forced to bridge, but they are able to drop 2. Pack penalty issued.
Springfield's Kim Kardashian, 4 points, lead change as this jam continues.
Kim Kardashian skated into a human wall at the top of that apex, made up by Alamo City, but popped right back up very quickly. Largo out for 4.
Ooh, nice force out there by Springfield Roller Derby.
That's a little obscure with the hit, but will be called on a penalty simultaneously. A little obscure being sent to the penalty box. Largo out and up for 4.
Las Tejanas taking advantage of these penalties to extend their lead as Largo forced out on the outside.
Prior to the end of the jam, though, it looks like Largo will be assessed a track cut. This is going to be her 2nd track cut in the jam, thus giving Springfield a power start situation.
We want to thank those of you who are watching us on the interweb Google box.
The Googles.
The Googles.
Specifically the YouTubes.
The YouTubes. If you've just joined us, thank you. What took you so long? But we thank you for being here.
So he looks like we had like a double jammer sit, stand, release situation.
Indeed.
Both jammers on the track. Direction penalty being assessed. That's 2 big draws. No pass, no penalty. Largo is not lead. Therefore, Kim Kardashian, having exited the pack, is lead. Will call it off. Double goose egg, Piggy.
I love smart roller derby. Under 11 minutes remain in this first period between Alamo City Las Tejanas and Springfield Roller Derby. That was only the 2nd scoreless jam of this game, and we are in an official timeout.
With that official timeout, I'd like to take a moment. Again, I know we do this often, and we do it often because we mean it, and we do genuinely care. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our volunteers today, in particular our skating and non-skating officials that allow us to have this game and to make this game possible at such a high level. So we'd like to take a moment. Thank you, officials. We appreciate you. You're amazing. I've missed some of you, and I'm glad I get to see you. We'd also like to take a moment to thank the other people who make this game possible, literally without whom we could not skate. Our medical staff that sits at trackside. Thank you so much to Texas Health Sports Medicine, specifically Sideline Orthopedics. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much for donating your time.
Indeed. Psycho Susie with the star for Springfield. Largo for Ali Gorey for Las Tejanas. And we do have a jammer penalty that makes this a power jam for Springfield Roller Derby.
Psycho Susie looking for an opening on the outside, didn't find it, but did find it in lane 1 through the top of the corner. 4 points through for Springfield. And through again, but not without picking up a forearm penalty. Psycho Susie will take a seat in the penalty box, and we're going to go full 2, Piggy.
Yes, we are. Allegory mid-pack now looking to get a pass through, and there it is. Springfield recovering nicely, but Aligori extends via speed, which she's known for, to make that first pass.
What a sprint as she enters the pack through the straightaway, moving into turn 1. Lateral movement to the inside, finds the opening lane 1. We'll get a full 4.
Las Tejanas blockers causing so much movement within that pack, and Aligori is able to find those openings so smoothly.
Low block being assessed to Neurotica.
But then you've got Notorious BFG. What a block.
Indeed, and what a shoulder on Aligori with a pirouette jump through the apex to make it through. Psycho Susie now also approaching the pack with great impunity.
Points scored by both as that jam keeps to a close. Shady Hawkins in what is now a tie game.
Tie game. Also, everybody hydrate.
The awesome PR Armageddon letting us know that that is the highest scoring jam for both teams in this bout. Shady Hawkins, I don't know if my heart can take it.
It's okay. Shady's had blood pressure problems with these kinds of games before. I know just what to do. I got you.
I'm in good hands. Back to the track we go. Alamo City picking up lead jammer. That is Venus Envy.
Dolly Dynamite close and hot on her heels.
1 point pickup. And the jam is called. For all these lead changes, Shady Hawkins, I'm glad that I am drinking water.
Cannot say the same for perhaps the people at home.
Who we thank so much for being here.
We do. We also thank all of you here in venue. Thank you all very much for coming out to Clover Cup. Are you guys having a great time?
Yeah.
We're having a great time.
We're glad you're here. Las Tejanas Largo jamming against Boulevard from Springfield. And it is Largo that once again picks up lead jam.
You know, Piggy, it's really hard for me to conceptualize right now as Largo enters the back of the pack, the fact that we are just under 7 minutes in only period 1 of this game, and so much has happened already.
Absolutely. Largo pushing through for 4 points and looking for more. Both teams wanting a strong finish to this first period.
And on the inside, Largo finds about a skate's worth of room, takes advantage on that inside line, but we do have a star pass by Springfield.
Credit to the Las Tejanas blockers for creating space for their jammers.
Indeed, but we are going to have a penalty assessed to Little Obscure. Little Obscure will be sitting as the jammer after receiving a star pass. We are going to have what looks like an official timeout. Since we're having an official timeout and we're taking a look at the scoreboard and, you know, doing some housekeeping items here, why don't we take a look at the penalty board, Piggy Fatness, because the penalty board is a very interesting sight from our perspective. Right now, Alamo City is sitting at about 17 penalties. Springfield sitting at 10. Of course, this is highly unofficial until we have it, make it official by the official, but this is our reckoning thus far. So Alamo City in a little bit more danger than Springfield at this time. However, the score still very close and reflecting a highly competitive game in spite of the penalty difference.
Absolutely, absolutely. Peanut Brutal comes out lead for Las Tejanas. And yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The penalties are part of the story, but the score really is so many other factors. 3-wall nicely done by Springfield on the front side of the pack.
Pack being pushed now by natural momentum out into the second straightaway. A little obscure, also pushed to the outside, having removed the helmet cover. Through coming to the outside as Peanut Brutal is forced outside. Looking now for the inside line, trying to test luck there. Not quite finding it, but will call it off.
Murder Maid working hard in the middle of that pack, Shady.
Working hard for sure. Alamo City picking up 3 points only in that jam.
Shady Hawkins, correct me if I'm wrong, but am I looking at 19 jams so far?
You are looking at 19 jams so far in
Wow.
this game, Piggy Fatness.
Impressive.
Kim Kardashian and Ali Gori both jamming for their respective teams. Kim Kardashian looking for an inside line directly up the middle as they approach the apex. Not going to quite get it. Pack scrummed at the top, but out of the mixture comes sprinting Ali Gori. Cyclops attempting to chase Ali Gori down. Didn't quite get there. Kim Kardashian, though, also out and at a high rate of speed. Both teams going to catch a point at least. Yep, looks like we're going to have a 4-2 spread. Alamo City slowly, ever so slowly, 1-2 points at a time, creeping away.
Creating a gap. And again, jammer rotation, I think, is the story on both sides so far. To the advantage of Alamo City at this point, Las Tejanas, but we've seen some strong work from the jammers of Springfield as we go into an official timeout.
Official timeout being called by Springfield.
Official review.
Official review, excuse me, being called by Springfield. They will be using their official review as a timeout. Listen. It's roller derby. You gotta. Things change fast. You gotta keep up.
I'm watching the hand signals by PR Armageddon, and I'm like, what's OT? It's been a while.
It's okay. Remember, I got you. So, and on our shoe cam, show us your shoes. Audience members, yes. I see the red Nikes. Those are spectacular. Come on, somebody else in that section has got to have some amazing shoes. This is roller derby after all.
I want to see Johnny Cutler's shoes.
Who else? Who else has got amazing shoes? I'll take some sensible shoes. If you're a fan of sensible shoes,
I have some, but I don't have the flexibility to show them behind this table.
You can do it if you try, Piggy.
Stick it out from the bottom on the other side.
Tell them I have groovy kicks.
Just poke them out the front, Piggy. We can get them. I'll put out.
I'm so sorry to everyone only listening on the internet.
You should have been here.
I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Game is back on with Venus Envy and Psycho Susie on the jam line. Psycho Susie at the back of the pack. Venus Envy looking to move through the center is knocked down. Will have to reset. Pack very tight formation through the top of the apex. One blocker left, and it is going to be Venus Envy coming out of turn 2 as lead. That's 5 in a row. Getting a little taste of USARS here. High speed, non-stop derby.
I was about to say blocker penalty on Springfield.
Jam will be called. Looks like 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Same.
Counting down to 2.5 minutes left in this first. Oh, goodness.
It's still the first period.
Like it's the first period. Excuse me. Oh.
That's Clover Cup for you. Clover Cup always has some of the most amazing games.
Indeed.
In the roller derby community. Bar none, you can't change my mind.
No, I agree. Valerian Steele jamming for Alamo City, but it is Dolly Dynamite picking up a lead jammer for Springfield Roller Derby.
Dolly Dynamite wholly unbothered,
Yeah.
calling that jam off. Only the third scoreless jam in this half. And in spite of that, a real credit to both of these teams' defensive structures. We're still at below triple digits for both of these teams.
Yeah. This has been a game of defense throughout this entire first half, and I don't see that changing in the second half.
Largo looking for lane 1, doesn't find it, tries lane 4, finds it as we hit the turn towards the back. Helmet cover has come off, but Kim Kardashian still jammer. 1 penalty for each team, dropping this to Tripod Derby. We do have a star pass confirmed to Lil Obscure. Lil Obscure, the only, I believe, recipient thus far of star passes today.
And a jammer penalty on Largo will send her to the penalty box.
Lil Obscure resetting, giving marching orders.
Shisabe's Crackerjack and Murder Maid anchoring that wall that is just causing havoc for Lil Obscure.
Pack penalty issue. That's going to be to Murder Maid from Alamo City. The rest of the penalty box has emptied. Largo returned to the track, engaging in the pack. Lil Obscure able to get out in the kerfuffle. Direction of gameplay penalty also now being assessed to Alamo City, but Largo is able to get out for a full 4.
Obscure picking up 4 points as well, as we are on the jam clock here in period 1.
Little toe stop run there, 4-4 for Largo. Lil Obscure, a full clear with almost no opposition.
Beautiful blocking by El Capone to open a lane for Springfield on that last pass by Obscure, Lil Obscure. Track penalty on Largo. Four more points on that last pass by Springfield for a 12-8 jam, as we have an official review being called.
PR Armageddon, producer extraordinaire, going to get us the information and the facts so we can bring it to you, the people at home and here in venue. Because sometimes official reviews require a little bit of nuance.
Absolutely. And that gives you and I an opportunity to talk about what an amazing first period this has been for both teams. And I fully expect that this is going to be what we continue to see in the second half.
Absolutely. Both of these teams really showing up, like we were saying earlier, with strong defensive structures, great jammer rotations that are really in sync with their teams, and that's what's creating this low-scoring game, is the fact that both these teams are very well-oiled machines that are fairly evenly matched. So it's going to be really interesting to see in the second period, will Alamo City continue to pull away? Can Springfield make up the difference? Really, like I said, Clover Cup is the home of such close, such amazing games, great teams that put in great work.
Yep. Yeah, and that is evidenced by where we stand as we are waiting for the results of this official review.
Looks like our officials team is discussing it at the moment. During that discussion, we'd also like to welcome you into Vendor Village. If you haven't been here just yet, there's so many cool things over there. There's t-shirts, there's video games, there is health products, there is, like, if you're tired and you need an IV drip, we got that for you too. If you need a massage, Blue's got you covered. If you need fun tchotchkes for your desk, for your office, if you would like a new pair of super cool earrings that nobody else has in your life, they're back there and they're waiting for you.
It's just so overwhelming, but so fun to see.
Also, we have raffle.
Also?
There's an also. There's always an also.
That's true.
We have raffle items available and raffle tickets for sale. You can go back there or find a member of Dallas Derby Devils to purchase those raffle tickets. There's some basket goodies like there's a pet basket for all of your petly needs for your furry friends. There's a basket back there with some healthcare products. There's a basket back there with, I believe I saw one that had some snacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Snacks is good.
They've got some fun stuff back there. If you want a chance to win it, hunt down a member of Dallas Derby Devils to get your raffle tickets purchased if you're here in-house.
While we have a moment, Shady Hawkins, speaking of heart attack games, earlier we saw Rockin' City Roller Derby punch their ticket to the championship game, and in what was a barn burner of a game.
3-point difference.
Indeed, and that has been, like you said, a hallmark of this tournament. Such great games, such well-matched teams, and it's a treat for you and I to be able to call this.
Absolutely. PR Armageddon has returned to the announcer table with some knowledge for us and for you.
Here we go. Alamo City was trying to get the track cut call on Largo rescinded. That did not occur, so the call will stand. Largo will remain in the penalty box to start the second half. Also, there was a multiplayer block call. Apparently, they thought it was called on 2 Alamo City players, but it will only be assessed to one of the blockers. So the one blocker, 82, will be released from the penalty box. So we will have one jammer in the penalty box and one blocker in the penalty box for Alamo City to start the second half.
I see. By the one, the only, the great Piggy Fatness.
Oh, thank you.
And also, my brother from another mother, PR Armageddon, helping us out with all those sweet, sweet, tasty stats.
Indeed. And what else has been great, Shady Hawkins, for those who, for some reason, chose now to join us, is this game between Las Tejanas of Alamo City and Springfield Roller Derby. We stand at 84-73 as we are moving towards period 2. Shady, talk a little bit about penalties and things that you feel are going to be things to watch in the second half.
So we briefly touched on penalties a little bit in the first half. Right now we're sitting at 24 for Alamo City and 12 for Springfield, so exactly an even half. Right now there is a little bit of danger on the Alamo City side for a couple of skaters, though. Largo, one of the most prominent jammers, sitting at 4. 323, that's going to be SoCal Menace sitting at 5, with also 666 Kryptonite sitting also at 4. So there's definitely some, cautionary flags that we're seeing starting to pop up on that side. Springfield, fairly well managed, nobody more than 2 penalties as far as the penalty count is taken into consideration. But that said, we're only seeing an 11-point score difference between these two teams.
I'll say one thing, Shady. Looking at the breakdown, 2 jammer penalties in the first half. Alamo City came out with 7 jammer penalties in the first half, only 4 for Springfield. So a little bit more jammer penalty heavy there for the Tejanas. That might be something they want to try to correct here in the second half.
Lots to look forward to as we get ready for period number 2. For those in the building, thank you for being here. If you're loving what you're seeing, let me hear you.
Also, as a recap, we are having Alamo City Jammer begin in the penalty box. There was an official review at the end of the previous half attempting to remove that track cut call on Largo. It was unsuccessful, therefore Largo will begin in the penalty box. So
that means Psycho Susie will be the jammer of note for Springfield.
So also it seemed at the end of the first half, we just got some clarification from our officials team. Thank you so much for that. That it did appear that there would be a blocker for Alamo City sitting in the penalty box at the beginning of this jam as well. However, that penalty was already served by another blocker. Therefore, no blocker will start in the penalty box. only Largo for Alamo City. And in the meantime, game is underway. Springfield lead jammer going to Psycho Susie.
Psycho Susie has been an absolute powerhouse on the track. Las Tejanas settling down into defense, but on the outside, Psycho Susie with a successful 4-point pass to get the scoring going here in the second half. The three wall once again anchored by Scullivera, Crackerjack, and Shisa Beast, slowing down the progress of Psycho Susie, who breaks through on the inside for 4 more.
Largo finding an opening on the outside through turn 4, able to escape the pack. Psycho Susie with just a very gentle sidestep to the outside, passes through, calls the jam.
For all the power we've seen from Psycho Susie, she breaks out a move like that, and I'm like, wow.
The grace.
Yeah.
And speaking of like, wow, yet another lead change.
Indeed, 12-point jam by Springfield Roller Derby as we get set for the next jam. Allegory for Las Tejanas. For Springfield, it is Dolly Dynamite, but it's Allegory that breaks out for lead. Allegory on the outside.
Four on the board there for yet another lead change. I've run out of hydration equipment. I need, Shady needs a beverage.
I heard that's the name of your new album. Shady needs a beverage.
No, the name of the album used to be What's in Shady's Yeti. That was the name of the album.
Got it.
Hashtag.
Venus Envy jamming for Las Tejanas, and it is Boulevard for Springfield. As a blocker apiece in the penalty box for each team.
The Armageddon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is Boulevard's second time wearing the star in this game. Venus Envy on quick approach to the outside. Makes it through. I've been corrected, third time for Boulevard. Track cut being assessed to Venus Envy. We're going to go the full 2 minutes as Little Obscure takes the helmet cover yet again on another star pass for Springfield. Little Obscure, Little Birdie told me, from London, Roller Girls. A transplant from across the pond.
Las Tejanas working hard on the front side. She's a beast on a 2-wall. Now 3. But Lil Obscure gets through on the inside. Directional play penalty on 6-6-6. That is kryptonite for Las Tejanas.
Again, we're starting to see the difference in the penalties between these two teams become slightly more further away the more this game progresses. Both jammers through, though, for an additional scoring pass. Score is on top of each other. Three more points on the board for Alamo City. That's going to bring our jam total 11 for Alamo City, 12 for Springfield, making this a 2-point game.
And we're not even 5 minutes done with this period.
Deep breaths. We're playing the long game, Peggy.
This is the long game, and for sure.
Refill your beverages. We predict more lead changes. As on the outside, Springfield and Kim Kardashian take the lead position. On the inside, it's Valerian Steele looking for an opening. Blocker goes down, finds it. But a low block is called to Kim Kardashian. This is going to open up the door for Alamo City, Piggy, for Valerian Steele to try and extend that lead. Looking for a possible whip situation on the outside through the apex. Didn't quite work out that way. Valerian pushed to the outside, right at the jam line. Valerian trying to call it off, but I don't see any refs pointing out there.
The spread eagle with some fantastic defense and another force out.
And a track cut being assessed to Valerian Steele. Only the second penalty for Valerian Steele in the game. Will take a seat in the penalty box. Kim Kardashian now returned to the track. And that's going to be a full 4.
Back and forth we go. Penalties and strong jamming seem to be the story here so far, along with some fantastic blocking. So what an all-around game we're witnessing here.
Toe-stop action on the outside through turn 2 for Kim Kardashian for 4. Tumble in the backfield, slows up Valerian Steele. Penalty box is empty as bodies hitting the floor. Cue the song. Jam comes to the natural conclusion with 4 more points for Alamo, and it looks like it's going to be a 12-point jam for Springfield.
But still only a 6-point differential. I was wondering through that jam, and maybe our stat guru can tell us what the biggest point spread's been for this game, because it hasn't been too high.
It's okay. If anybody can figure out what the biggest point spread has been in this game so far, it's going to be our producer, P. Armageddon.
And guess what? It's another lead change. Take a sip, y'all.
Jam is on. Psycho Susie out first. Followed quickly by Largo.
Psycho Susie with a smile on her face coming down that backstretch.
Four on the board. Going for Springfield, extending that lead. We're now at 10 points, separating these two teams.
One of our first double-digit leads in this game.
Every time I say 4 on the board, I remember 5 in the sky, and then I mourn the jammer lap point. Y'all remember jammer lap points? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So before this jam, the largest point differential was 9. So it's been this close the whole way.
So we are currently sitting at 10 points. So we are right now the furthest these two teams have been as Ali Gorey comes out of the pack as lead jammer. Dolly Dynamite jamming for Springfield. Ali Gorey really turning on the jets through turn 2 to clear the pack, to put 4 on the board to drop us back down to only 6 points between these two teams.
Springfield was in good position, but Ali Gorey is so fast on that curve that she was able to evade all these blockers. And, you know, again, impressive jamming on both sides.
Timeout called by Alamo City.
I'm going to read. I want to thank one of our great sponsors here at Clover Cup this weekend, Radiant Hydration, providing IV hydration and vitamin drips with athletes in mind. You must book in advance to reserve your appointment and to complete your online forms. There are 3 different packages you can look at, ranging from $30 all the way to $169, where you can help pump up your immune system, and you can get everything pre and post workout with a lot of different vitamins, amino acids, minerals, saline, you name it, they've got it. Check them out here at Radiant Hydration in our vendor village. To book your spot, you can call 817-996-7469. That's probably the fastest way to do it with our friends at Radiant Hydration.
Speaking of hydration, You know, I feel very good about my fluid intake today, based on the last 2 games alone.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty well hydrated at this
You know, my doctor will be very happy with me.
So see, roller derby is healing. It's good
Yes.
for your health.
It's good for your physical health. It is good for your mental health. It is good for your soul health.
And it's good for us to get back to the track. Venus Envy for Alamo City. Kim Kardashian for Springfield. Las Tejanas picking up lead jammer courtesy of Venus Envy and some strong blocking.
Big hits at the top of the apex forces a reset.
Springfield roller derby, the spread eagle with a nice force out there on the Las Tejanas jammer.
Jam is called.
4 points picked up.
We've got a little bit of a concern. A little obscure, holding the shoulder as she was leading the track. For clarification, Jam was not called due to injury. Jam is on with Psycho Susie and Largo. Largo finding that inside line through the straightaway. Cyclops attempting to chase Largo down, was not able to do so, had to return to the pack. Five in a row lead jams for Alamo as the entire backfield collapses.
Las Tejanas jamming so strong and picking up 4 more points is Largo.
Star Pass has been completed. Cyclops will now be jamming for Springfield. And that's Cyclops' second time taking the star this half. Anticipated the call off though. Didn't quite make it all the way around. And yet again, one more time, say it with me everybody. Lead change.
8-point jam for Las Tejanas. 119 to 113 is where we stand as we are under 19 minutes.
This has got to be some kind of record.
Yeah.
It has to be. We'll tell you at the end of the game how many lead changes this has been. As Psycho Susie breaks through the majority of the pack and out through the top of the apex as lead, but so close and right there with her is Allie Gorey of Alamo City. Allie Gorey pushed down by Psycho Susie. It was a forearm. Psycho Susie losing lead. Will take a seat in the penalty box. Power jam now for Alamo City.
Allie Gorey with a little bit of a shuffle and through for 4 more for Las Tejanas from Alamo City.
Allie Gorey calling the shots and finding lane 4 for 4 more.
This is where penalties start to take a toll, especially on your jammers, because Allie Gorey has now put up a total of 16 points, not 16 points in this jam.
Dolly Dynamite through, trying to stop the bleeding, putting points up on the board for Springfield as well. But meanwhile, Allie Gorey looking like this is one of the first maybe 2 jams. Through for another 4, making this a 24-point jam, and she's still going. Star Pass is completed. Salty Witch now jamming. Alamo City with another pass just under the wire. 28-point jam.
Statement-making jam by Las Tejanas. Allie Gorey, 147 to 120.
Jam is on with Venus Envy and Kim Kardashian on the line for their respective teams. On the outside, it's going to be Kim Kardashian through turn one for lead jammer for Springfield. Venus Envy forced to recycle back between the lines. Kim Kardashian, though, now caught with a tripod at the front of the pack. Venus Envy also running into the same tripod. Track cut being assessed to Venus Envy, opening the door to Springfield this time.
But right now the door is Las Tejanas' defensive work. Break draws on the top of that bridge, forcing down Kim Kardashian.
And again, Kim Kardashian attempting to head to the front of the pack. Didn't quite get there.
Good containment there by Springfield.
And now the pack speed increases now that both jammers have been released. A penalty kill by Alamo City. We will see a big 0-0 for that pass. 4 points total for Springfield.
We're past the halfway point. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let these teams hear you. For Las Tejanas, it is Peanut Brutal with the star, Psycho Susie for Springfield.
Peanut Brutal on the toe stops around the corner, but it is going to be a track cut. Apparently one of those toe stops must have stepped over the line. Lead jammer being assessed.
Another potential open door for Springfield Roller Derby. Let's see what they can do. Oh!
Another little hippity hop. Psycho Susie with a 4-point pass. And around the outside for another 4. Again, Springfield with the door open.
And Psycho Susie forced out. And a forearm is assessed. Psycho Susie reports to the penalty box. Peanut Brutal now in the mix. Initial pass for Peanut Brutal and Las Tejanas.
Peanut Brutal approaching the back of the pack, hoping to take advantage of any gaps. But in the meantime, her offense having to prepare for the return of Psycho Susie, who had left the penalty box and is now back on the track. Peanut Brutal, though, through 4-4. Psycho Susie forced to be allowed to let go due to an out of play.
Jam comes to a close. 4-point passes for each team as that brings us to a 16-8 jam, courtesy of Springfield, or in favor of Springfield.
Bringing us back to only 15 points, separating these two teams. Still one of the biggest differentials that we've seen in this game thus far, but it is substantial, especially considering what we've seen already.
Absolutely. We saw a team timeout being called by Springfield. We saw earlier in this period, Shady, Las Tejanas start to pull away, but Springfield persistent in, closing those gaps and keeping it as close as possible.
Exactly. However, they are starting to run into a little bit of penalty trouble, which is kind of, stifling that effort that they're really putting in to come away from it. it's kind of hard to maintain that momentum when, suddenly you're down 1, suddenly maybe you're down 2, but we've seen revolving doors on the star chairs for the blocker box, and for the penalty box.
Right.
You know what I meant.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, I'm with you.
So definitely in the past, I would say probably 10 jams, we've seen both of these teams really struggle with having teammates just suddenly they're there and suddenly they're not.
Yep.
So both of these teams, I think this team timeout is a really aptly timed call. It's really good clock management here on the part of the coaching staff to try and get both of these teams, honestly. When one team calls a timeout, it's a timeout for the other team too. Both of these teams, kind of take a moment, take a breath.
Down, yep.
Just boost off, and we get back to gameplay.
Indeed. And getting back to the track is Ali Gori picking up lead jammer for Las Tejanas of Alamo City.
Star pass is completed. Cyclops now jamming for Springfield.
Ali Gori, 4 points. If I may.
You may.
One of the things that I've been able to really, really feel good about in terms of being here is just seeing some things that remind me of what it used to be like. And that footwork we just saw from Ali Gori brings back so many memories of watching these athletes do their work on the track.
Official timeout on the track at this time.
Yeah, we're talking earlier about the scoring gap. Looking at my stats, I think the biggest gap we've had so far has been in the second half. Jam 9, it was a 27-point gap. That's about the biggest we've had so far in the game, was 27 points back at Jam 9.
Looks like we are going to do a little bit of scoreboard management.
While we're doing that, I'd like to talk about one of our great sponsors who's also here this weekend.
Ooh.
That's Roller Revival, the place to gear up with bold graphic tees, tanks, crop tops, scrimmage jerseys, hats, stickers, pins, patches, all kind of stuff. Our friends at Roller Revival, they're skater-owned and operated, and they're celebrating the grit, spirit, and athleticism of a roller derby athlete. Check out our friends at Roller Revival. And check out the shoes on Johnny Pepper.
Check that. So again, we got some red Nikes. Looks like we've got. Oh, no, so many.
Oh,
no,
hey now,
wait,
hey now,
hold on,
hey now,
hold
hey
on,
now.
hey now, hey now, hey now.
Johnny showed a little red there.
Hey! Look at that high top. That's classic.
For those of you who were asking on the stream for Johnny Pepper's shoes, by those of you I'm meaning Trash Panda. There you go, Trash.
Ooh, noodles. Ooh.
Something is happening.
Some of the Jammerline ritual activities that we see in timeouts and things never cease to amaze me and always bring a smile. Sometimes it's a dance party. I believe there was a slumber party. There was some napping going on yesterday that you missed.
What?
And now it's a noodle? Because it's definitely not one of the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Right.
Definitely not as chaotic.
Indeed. As we get back to the action, as we wait to get back to the action, can we please, huge round of applause for these two teams for putting on a wonderful game for us here. Las Tejanas of Alamo City, Springfield Roller Derby, thank you so much for what you've shown us so far.
We've got some great fans here at Clover Cup for both of these teams. I see the Springfield flag up at the top.
Back to the track we go.
It was fried chicken, and now it's game on.
Jamming for Las Tejanas is Venus Envy.
But it's Kim Kardashian out front for Springfield for lead. This is exactly what they needed right now to control the momentum. However, Venus Envy, a speedy jammer, also looking to take advantage. One left to go. Now it's going to be two. Forearm is the call. It's going to send someone off. Who's it going to be? Looks like it's a member of Springfield. Another forearm being assessed to Springfield. And that's to the jammer, Kim Kardashian, losing lead. And now a back block to Venus Envy. We're going to have a little switcheroo. Swing your jammer round and round, exit the box.
Right before that, I was going to say, Las Tejanas defense recovers so well. But Springfield still in this and still battling as they put 4 points up.
Apparently both of these teams decided that we needed to see 2 full minutes of roller derby.
Absolutely, and I'm thankful.
With as much roller derby has been occurring, you know, it genuinely is a surprise to me that we are only in Jam 14.
Right, no, that's a great point, given the pace of period number 1.
Gameplay slowing a little bit as we reach the top of the apex and are coming out of the turn. Venus Envy popped in the hip by Cyclops. Will recycle all the way, as well as Kim Kardashian.
Smart and cautious play by Kim Kardashian to make sure to get back on track properly so as to not to draw a penalty. Las Tejanas setting up on the backside. And the jam is called.
Penalty being assessed there towards the end of the jam. This will put Springfield 1 blocker down for the start of the following. Second half, we're definitely noticing a change brought to us by PR Armageddon. Both of these teams in the second half almost neck and neck with lead acquisition rate compared to the first half. And all the way back around, Psycho Susie pulling Largo all the way back, hoping to have Largo get swallowed. Not going to be successful. But it does give both of these jammers one heck of a runway.
Indeed, but it gives, well, I was going to say it gives the blocking lines time to set up, but Psycho Susie goes airborne.
Beautiful apex jump to earn lead jammer status.
Indeed. And on the outside, once again, Psycho Susie puts up 4.
Apex jump by Psycho Susie. 8 points for Springfield thus far, bringing this to a 4-point game. If you thought you knew how this was gonna go,
you were wrong.
Well, somebody's gonna be wrong. We don't know who it's gonna be yet, but someone's gonna be wrong.
Impressive jam by Springfield Roller Derby. 12 points to make it a tie game.
Is a tie game a you finished your beverage?
I believe so, yes.
You know what, if it's not, it is now.
It is now.
All right, so right now it's a wash. We're back to the beginning.
Back to where we started. Allegory for Las Tejanas. Dolly Dynamite for Springfield. And it's Allegory picking up lead for Las Tejanas of Alamo City.
Star pass is completed. Star given to Cyclops. Jam is called. Cyclops not quite able to get there. 4 points on the board for Alamo City.
6 minutes and counting.
And with that, it is an official lead change yet again.
This lead change brought to you by water or anything you want to drink. Drink it now because it's a lead change.
I spy with my little eye. Peanut Brutal on the line for Las Tejanas and Kim Kardashian.
That is Kim Kardashian for Springfield.
And that is Scully Vera with a block on the backside.
Peanut Brutal on the toe stops for the lead jammer. Star pass again completed to Cyclops. Cyclops amazingly fast. Peanut Brutal, though, not to be outdone, also incredibly quick. Moving through the pack does prevent Cyclops from putting any points on the board. 3 points going to Springfield. Excuse me, Alamo City.
166 to 159. Under 5 minutes left to go in this second period. And what has been a well-contested game by these two teams, Springfield Roller Derby and Alamo City's Las Tejanas.
Jam number 18 underway with Psycho Susie coming out hot. Lead jammer for Springfield. Largo pushed down in the backfield, but quickly makes it to the front. 2 blockers left to go. 1, now 2. Pack does catch up. Psycho Susie through 4-4.
Revolving blockers for Springfield, making life difficult for Largo.
Capone receiving the penalty. Jam is called, looks like it's going to be 2 for Springfield, bringing this back to a 1-point game.
And we don't have to drink water this time.
No, we do not have to drink water.
Because
the side effects of hydration are nearing.
Right after this game.
Team timeout being called by Alamo City. Again, we talk about wise clock management.
Yes.
This is Alamo City's final timeout. They do still have their official review left. Springfield with 2 timeouts. Also the official review over there as well. We'll be going into Jam 19. Exactly 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the period clock. We've got at least a jam. I'm going to say 2, possibly 3, depending on how it shakes out. Anything, and I do mean anything, including an audience flash mob, could possibly happen.
So much happening on the track, in the stands. That can only mean it's Clover Cup 2024. And what a fun day it's been.
Want to remind everybody in venue, we're having our Triple D raffle at the merch booth. Buy your tickets now, $5 each, 5 for $20. Goes to help support Dallas Every Devils trip to Southern Discomfort in Columbia, South Carolina in April. So get your raffle tickets now. We're going to draw those winners tomorrow. Get your raffle tickets at the Triple D merch booth in the vendor village.
Team timeout now called by Springfield as well. I mean, if you got them, might as well use them.
Shady Hawkins, I'm curious to your thoughts. We talked early on about jammer rotation possibly being a strength of the game. We've talked penalties. Down the stretch here, we're at a wash. We're at a point of just sort of right where we started. What are your thoughts on what coaches say at this point to their teams?
As far as what coaches say to their teams, this is very much my personal opinion, but what I say in this moment is defense wins games.
Yes.
So defense wins games, staying calm, staying focused, staying present in the moment, skate clean, make sure you know where your buddies are, you make sure you know where you're supposed to be, make sure you know where that jammer is, and we go to work.
And that's what these two teams are about to do. Allie Gorey for Las Tejanas, Kim Kardashian for Springfield, and it is Allie Gorey out first. I like this matchup.
Kim Kardashian, nearly as quick. A very interesting jammer pair up for these two walls. Allie Gorey out. Kim Kardashian caught in the back of the pack and is trapped presently. Allie Gorey with a quickness again. A little chip and dip.
Yeah.
On the outside. However, Springfield also able to put 4 points on the board, so we still are only at a 5-point game.
Keeping it close.
Every moment for the remainder of this game counts. Every single second.
It's who will blink first at this point as we approach 2 minutes in this game. Psycho Susie forced out, back in. Largo fighting against Springfield's blockers.
Psycho Susie forced to recycle back between the lines, up at the top of the pack. We are stretched out, and it's going to be Largo out as lead.
Psycho Susie clearing as well. Beautiful offensive blocking by Murder Maid for Las Tejanas.
Psycho Susie will be through for, looks like, 2 points. 4 points on the board for Largo and Alamo City. 7 points separate these two teams. We will have at least one more jam.
Allegory for Las Tejanas. Jolly Dynamite for Springfield.
And it's Allegory on the outside. Lead jammer for Alamo City. Star pass complete to Cyclops. Cyclops really going to put the pressure on Allegory in what could be the last jam of this game. The speed is absolutely incredible out on the track. Allegory through, calls it off. Full 4 for both teams.
We stay where we are, and before we hit the end, Shady Hawkins, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for the opportunity to get a chance to call a great game with you, but we're going to focus the rest of our time on these two teams.
Also for Media Piggy, it has been truly a gift to have you sitting next to me. Once again, it's been a long time since we've done this, and I've really enjoyed every single second of it. I miss your face. I'm glad I got to see it. But
Same.
You're right, because right now, these two teams are under the gun. We're on a team timeout from Springfield. Therefore, we will have at least one jam. Both teams do still have an official review, though. So in some, funky situations, we may see an additional jam on top of this if the timing is correct. But statistically, this very well may be the last jam
Of a very close game, whether you're here or at home. Let's hear it for these two teams. Also a good opportunity for us, Shady, to thank our officials.
Again, thank you so much to our officiating team, both on skates and off skates, for the precision that they are executing in this game. Allegory and Psycho Susie, but it's Allegory out first. Psycho Susie pushes to the inside, will be forced to recycle. Allegory out and moving fast through the back of the pack. Allegory through for 4 points. Psycho Susie also making it through.
Allegory continuing her run, 3-wall ready for her, but on the outside.
Calls the jam off. Will be assessed an additional 4 points. And with that, Piggy Fantasy, we are at the end of regulation time. It is currently unofficial. Please, everyone in venue, please wait until the score is marked official before you join us trackside. Piggy Fatness. Woo.
Who is correct?
Woo. And with that, it is official. Alamo City, Las Tejanas, 190 to Springfield Roller Derby All-Stars, 175. At the very end of it, 15 points only separating these two teams, with Las Tejanas walking away with the victory.
Amazing game by both teams. And I just know that these two teams are going to continue to go from here and just see so much success.
Absolutely. Both of these teams worked and fought and earned every single point that they scored. I can tell that there's so much that was left on the track. And, you know, if I were them, I'd have no regrets.
Indeed. Indeed. So much great work done. All I'm left with is wow.
For all of you here in venue, also please take a moment, show your appreciation for the Springfield All-Stars. Thank you again to Alamo City. Thank you again to Springfield for an amazing game. Thank you for the privilege of allowing